January 16, 2026, a date that will soon be etched into the memory of millions across the globe. Asia wakes to a crackling tension, the kind that lingers in the air before a storm. Streets that are usually bustling with life seem unusually subdued, as if the cities themselves are holding their breath. In Manila, newsrooms buzz with urgency, every headline a new piece in a high-stakes puzzle stretching from the South China Sea to Washington, D.C. Journalists scramble for updates, aware that every word they broadcast could ripple across continents. The story unfolding is about more than ships and territory, it's about sovereignty, alliances, and a delicate balance of power teetering on the brink. Behind closed doors, diplomats and military leaders weigh their options, knowing that a single misstep could change the course of history. In Tokyo, officials finalize a decision years in the making, a strategic pivot that will redefine Japan's role in the region. The mood is solemn, yet determined, as leaders prepare to announce a new era of engagement and responsibility. News anchors speak in measured, careful tones, but the graphics behind them, disputed waters, naval silhouettes, shifting borders, tell a story of rising stakes and growing uncertainty. The world watches, trying to decipher what comes next. The world is watching, and Tokyo is ready to step forward. Crowds gather in public squares, eyes fixed on giant screens, sensing that history is being made in real time. In Beijing, the response is immediate and calculated. State media frames the developments as a direct challenge to regional stability, scrutinizing every move from Manila and Tokyo. Officials issue statements, warning of consequences and calling for restraint. The geopolitical chessboard is being reset, piece by piece. Analysts debate strategies while leaders weigh risks and rewards, knowing that every decision could tip the balance. Back in Manila, the tension finally breaks. A government spokesperson steps up to the podium and announces 5 new patrol vessels for the Philippine Navy. The news flashes across screens, igniting a wave of reaction. The words echo across the archipelago, a lifeline for fishermen, a symbol of solidarity for the people, and a powerful tool to assert rights in the West Philippine Sea. For many, it's a sign that their voices are finally being heard. For the Philippines, this is more than hardware. It's a turning point, a moment of pride, hope, and resolve. Families gather around television, some with tears in their eyes, realizing that their nation is taking a stand. The nation, long caught in a difficult position, now has a new way to defend its waters. Navy crews stand tall, ready to protect what is theirs, while the world looks on, waiting to see what will happen next. The world holds its breath, aware that the decisions made today will echo for generations. The story has just begun. The next chapter is unwritten, and the world is watching, waiting for what comes next. The West Philippine Sea is now a stage for relentless tension, where the calm blue waters mask a simmering conflict that unfolds daily. Philippine Coast Guard vessels, often outmatched in both size and number, are routinely harassed by larger Chinese ships, calculated displays of power meant to intimidate and assert dominance. Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia cut off supply routes, creating perilous situations that risk collision and conflict. These aggressive maneuvers are designed to test the resolve of Filipino crews and challenge their every move. One alarming incident stands out: a Philippine supply boat boxed in at Ayungin Shoal, blasted by powerful water cannons, endangering its crew and damaging the vessel. The attack was not just a show of force, but a direct threat to lives at sea. The viral footage sparks outrage across the Philippines and beyond, a clear act of intimidation that draws international condemnation and raises urgent questions about maritime safety. These encounters are the new normal, testing the courage, discipline, and professionalism of Filipino crews who must remain vigilant under constant threat. Every mission is a high-stakes balance: uphold sovereignty, protect national interests, and avoid escalation that could spiral into open conflict. China's gray zone tactics blur the line between law enforcement and military action, making every response fraught with risk and uncertainty. The ambiguity keeps tensions high and the situation unpredictable. The psychological toll is immense. The threat of confrontation is constant, leaving crews on edge and families back home anxious for their loved ones' safety. For the Philippines, each move is a gamble, every incident a potential flashpoint that could draw in regional powers and escalate beyond control. The challenge is clear: respond firmly, but with restraint. always aware that a single misstep could trigger catastrophe for the entire region. The stakes have never been higher, as the struggle for control and security in these contested waters continues to shape the future of the region. Beyond geopolitics, the human cost is profound. The headlines may focus on territorial disputes, but for those who live by the sea, the impact is deeply personal and immediate. Filipino fishermen, once free to roam, now face intimidation and danger in their own waters. What was once a daily routine has become a journey filled with anxiety and uncertainty. Stories from Zambales and Palawan echo with fear, chased by Chinese ships, nets cut, catches confiscated. Each trip out to sea is a gamble, with livelihoods and safety on the line. The sea, once a source of pride and sustenance, is now a place of fear and uncertainty. The horizon that once promised hope now brings anxiety. Economic hardship ripples through coastal communities. Families struggle to make ends meet, debts mount, and jobs vanish. The loss of income affects not just individuals, but entire villages. A fisherman from Masinloc describes a white ship creating waves that nearly swamp his boat. He no longer feels safe. Each encounter leaves scars, both physical and emotional. Helplessness and abandonment set in as resources are cordoned off. The sense of exclusion grows, as traditional fishing grounds become forbidden zones. Community leaders call for protection, not conflict, just the right to fish in their own waters. Their pleas are simple: to be allowed to provide for their families without fear. The fear spreads to families. Wives wait anxiously for their husband's return. Children hear stories of harassment and danger, shaping their view of the world. The social fabric is strained to the breaking point. Trust in the future is eroded, and the sense of community is tested as uncertainty grows. For these communities, the dispute is not abstract. It's a daily struggle for survival. Every day brings new challenges, but also resilience and hope. Their way of life and their future hang in the balance. The outcome of this struggle will shape generations to come, as families cling to hope and the enduring spirit of the sea. The Philippines faces a stark maritime imbalance. China's Coast Guard is the world's largest, with dozens of massive patrol ships, many former naval vessels. The Philippine Coast Guard, by contrast, operates aging, smaller ships, often secondhand and ill-suited for long patrols. Maintenance is a struggle. Operational readiness is never guaranteed. The result: China can blockade key features and patrol widely, while the Philippines is forced into a reactive posture. The Chinese maritime militia fills any gaps, complicating the situation further. Diplomatic protests and legal victories have changed little on the water. Without credible presence at sea, the Philippines' ability to enforce its rights is severely constrained. This is the backdrop for Japan's new assistance. Japan's landmark commitment marks a major shift in regional security. After months of talks, Tokyo pledges 5 state-of-the-art, 97-meter patrol vessels to the Philippines. These are not hand-me-downs, they're brand new, designed for the West Philippine Sea's demanding conditions. The agreement is a turning point, overcoming years of financial hurdles for fleet modernization. Relief and optimism sweep Manila. The deal is a clear message: the Philippines is not alone. The new ships are game-changers, capable of extended patrols, equipped with helicopter decks, and built for a range of missions. This is more than hardware, it's a symbol of a new security architecture in the Indo-Pacific. Japan, with its own maritime disputes, is stepping up as a regional partner. The delivery of these vessels will alter the operational calculus, giving the Philippines a vital tool to assert its presence. The stakes in the West Philippine Sea have just shifted. Japan's support goes far beyond delivering ships. The deal includes extensive training for Filipino crews, navigating advanced systems, conducting complex missions, and building operational confidence. Japanese experts will work side by side with Filipinos, sharing best practices and operational doctrines. A robust maintenance and spare parts program ensures these vessels stay mission-ready for years. This long-term support transforms the Coast Guard from an outmatched force into a credible maritime presence. For the first time, the Philippines will field assets on par with regional players. Morale and professionalism soar as the Coast Guard gains the tools and knowledge to protect national waters. It's a transformation, one that will last. Imagine a neighborhood once plagued by lawlessness, now patrolled by new high-performance vehicles. That's the effect of these 5 Japanese patrol vessels in the West Philippine Sea. Their endurance means a consistent, visible presence, deterring unlawful behavior by simply being there. Filipino fishermen will feel safer, foreign vessels will think twice. Daily these ships will monitor, document, and enforce the law, gathering evidence, not escalating conflict. Advanced surveillance provides real-time awareness, enabling smarter decisions in Manila. Consistent patrolling brings order and predictability, reassuring citizens and the international shipping community. These ships are more than defense. They're instruments of good governance. They signal a rules-based system at work. The blue expanse is no longer a lawless frontier. The Coast Guard is now the neighborhood watch. Safety and security return to the sea. Japan's support is part of a broader Southeast Asian trend. Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia are all modernizing their coast guards in response to growing gray zone tactics. The focus has shifted from navies to law enforcement at sea, flexible, less escalatory, and more effective. A credible Coast Guard is now the first line of defense for sovereignty and resources. Japan is a key partner, providing similar assistance across the region. For Tokyo, stability in the South China Sea is a national security priority. By strengthening regional coast guards, Japan helps build a network committed to a free and open Indo-Pacific. The arrival of the 5 vessels in the Philippines is a bellwether for the region. It shows smaller nations can enhance security without an arms race. Partnerships, not provocations, are shifting the balance. Southeast Asia is becoming more resilient. Together, these Japanese vessels symbolize more than a bilateral deal. They reinforce a growing trilateral partnership with the Philippines, Japan, and the United States. Japan provides hardware and training. The US offers strategic overwatch and intelligence. Together they create a layered, integrated approach to regional security. The new ships can coordinate with US and Japanese assets, making joint exercises more effective. This partnership sends a clear message. The 3 nations are united in upholding a rules-based order and deterring coercion. For the Philippines, it's a security umbrella that multiplies its strength. The 5 patrol vessels are floating embassies of this shared commitment. They are a trilateral shield, protecting peace, stability, and freedom in the West Philippine Sea for generations to come.